want to get a little bit more analysis on what will be happening. Pleased to bring in right now Border Commerce and Security Council Chairman Nelson Balido. Nelson, good to have you in, sir. They all just took the oath, raising their hand, saying they will, uphold their oath to do what needs to be done here. But many say the impeachment of Alejandro Mayorkas is exactly what needs to be done. But because the Democrats control the Senate, it most likely will not happen. Your take as we watch history play out here.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think it will. This will be the speediest trial in the history of the Senate, I think, since the 1800s, perhaps, as well. I think what you have is the Democrats don't want the dirty laundry to come out. Very simply, especially a few months away from the November election, the dirty laundry would be all over the place. This is the last thing they want to do. They're saying this is a policy issue, should not be impeachment. Well, whose policy is it? Is it the Biden policy? Obviously it is. But the problem is this guy is also in charge of enforcing that policy or not enforcing the policy. And what we're seeing is he's the guy that's getting that to dry in front of everybody. And unfortunately, someone has to be responsible, and no one, especially Democrats, are not going to hold anyone responsible. They're just going to continue time and time again, and nothing's going to happen.
Is it, it's mind-boggling. You have Schumer coming out saying that these two impeachment articles, which are at hand today, that the House has handed over, failed to meet the high standard of high crimes and misdemeanors, he says, and in this, for the sake of the Senate's integrity. These are the words that Democratic Senator Schumer actually is putting forth and trying to sell to the American people. I would think, though, even Democrats in New York are at their boiling point with the migrants in their cities, Chicago as well. Chicago is going to host the DNC. Can you imagine what type of antics we're going to see there play out? I mean, they can't hide this anymore, Nelson, even if they table this today.
No, well, just this morning, Denver, they had cut their police budget by 10% in order to give that other 10% to the migrant surge just in that area alone. So now they're seeing some of these cities that are now they're at past the boiling point. Now it's affecting their budget. People don't know what to do. There are going to be demonstrations in the DNC, obviously. And it's just, again, it's border gone wild with no end in sight.
I do want to let people know, if you're just tuning in, you're looking live here, a historic day in the Senate. These are senators signing what's called the oath book. They're coming up in groups of 4. The U.S. senators signing this as the very historic impeachment trial has just kicked off. All of them sworn in there. And Senator Patty Murray, a Democrat of Washington, the president pro temp here, recognizing Schumer for a motion and then inviting everyone to come in and sign the oath book here. You know, you do take an oath when you become a member of the government. Alejandro Mayorkas took an oath. Many say it is a dereliction of duty. That is clear. I don't know what would be a high crime and misdemeanor, like what would have had to satisfy the Democrats, because if they're going to go down that path, what's it going to take? Because FBI Director Wray was on the Hill just days ago saying it's never been more dangerous. So how can they say that when it's so conflicting to their own administration?
Bianca, there's over 2 million people that we believe have sneaked into this country in between the ports of entries that are not the other 8 million that are actually documented. They actually came in on asylum. Those are probably the most dangerous people living now among us. And we don't know what's going to happen. Some of the protesters that you're probably seeing in the streets out there today is probably that. Some of those anti-Israel people that you're seeing in some of these cities, there's probably some of those people there too. There's Chinese, there's Russian, there's Indian. People are flying into Mexico, Central America, taking a trip north. Most of these people don't even speak English, and they're going. We don't know how many people are coming into this country. And it's dangerous.
And you're speaking of protesters. A few minutes ago, we showed Joe Biden landing in Pittsburgh, and he will even be greeted there, not just by steelworkers, but by anti-Israel activists there. And you talked about them on our bridges, and we don't know who these people are, but we do know. I see a lot of folks in the route there burning the American flag. Don't sound like people coming here to assimilate, who want asylum, who want to be members of our community. We're going to watch this very closely. Nelson, we're out of time. I'm sorry. 5 seconds, sir.
Hey, look, some of these people that we know, they're just coming to want to cut your lawn, and some of these people that we don't know may want to cut your head off. Those are the two things we got to look at, and very dangerous. We got to keep an eye on things.
And Mayorkas may be able to keep his position here in the cabinet despite all of that. Nelson Balido, thank you. A quick break.